You know, not all the Christian they celebrate the Christmas the same. Yeah, you know, in the US, you know, we have about 400 400,000 the Amish people. Yeah, and they, you know, originated from Europe. Yeah, because they practice, you know, different with the mainstream Christian. That's why, you know, they were persecuted in the Europe. That's why they immigrated, you know, in the US about 300 years ago. It means about before the US gained independence from England. Yeah. You know, the people, they call them, you know, the simple people because they anti-technology, modernized society. Even though right now, you know, they don't use the cell phone, they don't use the power grid to light their home, they don't use the you know, internet. Yeah, they don't drive the car. They only, you know, ride the buggy, the horse. Yeah. You know, in Ohio, so cold. You know, the people in the winter, you know, the people often, you know, start the car about 10 minutes to defrost the eye, you know, in the mirror, window, you know, in the front mirror, back mirror, side mirror, and to warm up the car. So when you get in the car, you know, you don't feel cold in the winter. But the Amish people, you know, they drive the buggy, no heat. Maybe because they get used to it, you know, just like, you know, the immigrant, they came here a few hundred years ago, no car. Yeah. And you know what? You know, few years ago, you know, I visited, you know, uh, the Amish country in Ohio, and I saw them, you know, wearing, you know, the clothes that the European, you know, used to wear 200 years ago. Yeah. And you know, you know, I read the story, you know, online about the Amish family. Yeah, you know, they bought the house from the outsider. They call the outsider just like the English people. Because that house, you know, had the power grid. So to, you know, to light the house, to warm up the house. So you just, you know, pay the about 1 or 200, you know, the electric bill, you know, so you can use right away, the power right away. But that Amish family, you they, you know, they didn't use the power grid. So they spend, you know, 40,000 to convert, you know, the house from power grid, you know, to the gas oil power. Yeah, 40,000. Yeah, yeah, because they believe that, you know, use the power grid just like go again their tradition. Yeah, they consider, you know, power grid, you know, just like modern now. So that's why they don't use it. Oil lamp to light their home, and you know, they use the oil or gas, you know, to run just like the washing machine or to warm up their house. If they have the refrigerator or not, but I don't think they have it. You know what? They celebrate, the Christmas different with the outsider. Yeah. You know, they, for example, they often go to the forest, to cut, the branch of the tree to make like Christmas tree, and they handmade, some ornament, to decorate their Christmas tree, but just like symbol. Yeah. And they often, handmade the gift to share their uh, member of the family, or sometimes, they go to the store, they buy the clothes, or they buy the book, you know yeah, to for the gift for the member of the family. Yeah. And on the 25th, right, December 25th, they stay in their home, they don't go out, they stay in their home, they have the food in their home, they enjoy, and they pray, and they may read the Bible, and they may sing, the Christmas song, but in German version. Yeah, because they speak German language at their home. And yeah, and they also celebrate the Christmas on the 26th, the next day. They often go to one of their relatives to have the big party feast, to talk, chit chat, yeah. Or they share with, the food with their Amish neighbor. Yeah, they only make friend with the Amish people. The Amish people, they only make friend with the Amish people. Yeah. They may know you, but they don't make friend with you. Yeah. They may know, work, with the outsider, but they don't make friend with the outsider. I don't know why. Yeah. Yeah, they are not, anti-social, but they only play or make friend with their group, their people. Yeah. And before the Christmas, they often, buy a lot of, Christmas card, and they write a message on the Christmas card, and they send to their relative, you know, near or far away. Yeah, they celebrate the Christmas, symbol way. That's why the people call them symbol people. Yeah. That's all for the video today. I hope after you guys watching this video, you guys know about the, group of the Christian people. They celebrate, the Christmas differently. Yeah. Merry Christmas, everyone. Bye bye.
The kitchen soon becomes a bustling hub of activity. Flour drifts through the air like confetti. The rich scent of fresh cream fills the room, and the steady rhythm of chopping creates a harmonious beat. This isn't just about making food, it's a labor of love, a cherished tradition that brings families together, especially during the holidays. If you've ever dedicated an entire day to preparing a holiday feast, imagine that effort multiplied tenfold. While most of us take shortcuts with store-bought pie crusts or boxed mixes, the Amish take pride in making everything from scratch. Common mistakes to avoiding cold butter. The Amish know that room temperature butter blends seamlessly, so they plan accordingly. Rushing the process, patience is key. Cutting corners can result in dense dough or unbalanced flavors. Overmixing, they stir just enough to combine ingredients. Avoiding excessive mixing that can compromise texture. With all the ingredients prepped, it's time to combine them. Unlike modern kitchens filled with electric mixers, Amish kitchens rely on traditional tools and good old-fashioned muscle power. Imagine a large wooden mixing bowl big enough to bathe a baby in and a sturdy wooden spoon capable of warding off a bear. Butter, sugar, and sweeteners are creamed together by hand, a process that requires both endurance and skill. Often, multiple family members take turns mixing, passing the spoon like a relay baton. The secret: the longer you cream the butter and sugar, the better the flavor. Picture stirring thick cement, but instead of paving a driveway, you're laying the foundation for something sweet and delicious. Once the wet ingredients are ready, the dry ingredients are carefully incorporated. Flour is added little by little, sifted 1 scoop at a time to ensure a smooth, lump-free mixture. The process follows a steady rhythm: sift, fold, stir, repeat. Amish bakers have an instinct for knowing exactly, and the dough is perfect. For spice treats like gingerbread and spice cakes, they grind their own cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves using a mortar and pestle, filling the kitchen with a warm, festive aroma. Many Amish families grow or trade for their spices, a tradition passed down for generations to guarantee the freshest flavors. Shaping and baking, a craft of ingenuity. When it's time to shape the dough, the Amish get creative. Instead of relying on store-bought cookie cutters and pie tins, they use handmade wooden molds or carve shapes with simple tools. Pie crusts are rolled out with wooden rolling pins, often family heirlooms, and crimped using fingertips or the edge of a fork. Cakes are baked in cast-iron pans, giving them a charming rustic appeal. Cookies are pressed with intricately carved wooden stamps, each one telling a story: stars, trees, and symbols of faith and family. If you've ever baked cookies with kids, you know how chaotic it can get: flour everywhere and sneaky bites of dough disappearing before they reach the oven. Now, picture the calm precision of an Amish kitchen, where even the youngest family members know their role. It's like a perfectly choreographed dance, with each person contributing to the harmony. Another hallmark of Amish baking is their commitment to minimizing waste. Every bit of dough is used, scraps are re-rolled until the last piece is gone. Leftover pie crust transforms into cinnamon sugar pinwheels, and extra filling is repurposed into mini tarts. This no-waste mindset is a valuable lesson, especially during the holidays. More common baking mistakes: overworking the dough. The Amish instinctively stop at the right consistency, while many home bakers overdo it, leading to tough pastries. Neglecting spices. Spices are the heart of holiday desserts. Don't hold back. Using flimsy bakeware. The Amish prefer cast iron for even heat distribution, so ditch thin pans if you want authentic results. Amish baking relies on skill and intuition rather than digital thermometers or electric ovens. Their ovens are either wood-fired or traditional stoves with no temperature dials. Instead of preheating to a specific degree, they judge readiness by placing a hand inside the oven or watching how quickly a piece of bread browns. Think of their ovens as ancient, temperamental creatures, unpredictable yet capable of producing treasures when handled with care. Once the dough is shaped, it's time for the final step: baking, decorating, and best of all, enjoying these handmade masterpieces. Before baking, the Amish use their hands and instincts to assess the dough's readiness. Without relying on timers, they employ age-old techniques, such as pressing a pie crust to test its elasticity or gently poking cookie dough to gauge texture. Here's an interesting tidbit: Amish bakers can tell if the dough is perfect just by the sound it makes while stirring. Yes, dough talks in its own way. Just like playing an instrument, the right notes must come together in harmony. If the dough reaches the correct consistency, they know it's ready for the oven. With these time-honored methods, the Amish create desserts that are more than just sweets. They are symbols of tradition, patience, and community. The Amish baking: tradition, precision, patience, and perfection to achieve the perfect bake. The Amish rely on time-honored techniques rather than modern ovens with digital controls. Wood-fired ovens require skill to manage temperature, and Amish bakers have mastered this art. One method they use is tossing a pinch of flour into the oven. If it browns too fast, the oven is too hot. Another trick is baking a small test portion before committing the full batch. This ensures the oven's heat is just right, allowing for consistent result. If you've ever burned cookies in an oven with a thermostat, you'll appreciate how the Amish achieve precision without one. Their ovens also serve multiple purposes, providing warmth in winter and occasionally doubling as drying racks for herbs. Amish bakers don't rely on timers. Instead, they observe and adjust based on experience. A pie is ready when the crust turns golden and the filling bubbles at the edges. Cakes are tested with the classic toothpick method, but instead of toothpicks, they often use a straw from a broom. Cookies are judged by scent, when the rich aroma of spices, sugar, and butter fills the air. It's time to check the oven. Fun fact: the Amish repurpose broom straws as makeshift skewers, a clever, eco-friendly solution that aligns with their sustainable lifestyle. Mastering advanced techniques, layers, braids, and flaky perfection, some Amish recipes require extra finesse, particularly those involving layers or braiding. Creating flaky pastries means rolling the dough multiple times, often with layers of butter in between. Braiding dough is an art. Too tight, and it won't rise properly; too loose, and it loses structure. If you've ever struggled to fold a fitted sheet, imagine the precision needed to braid dough while a wood-fired oven blazes nearby, cooling and enhancing flavors. Once baked, Amish desserts are cooled naturally on handcrafted racks or clean kitchen towels. Placement is strategic, near a window for a cool breeze in winter, or in a pantry to keep them safe from curious hands or pets. Some cookies are cooled on makeshift drying trees, wooden stands with pegs that allow for even air circulation. This method is both functional and charming, a true reflection of Amish ingenuity. But the process doesn't stop at baking. Many desserts receive final touches to enhance their flavor. Gingerbread cookies, for example, are brushed with a thin layer of honey while still warm, letting the sweetness soak in. Fruitcakes, a holiday staple, are infused with apple cider or homemade syrup to maintain moisture and deepen the flavor. These finishing touches are like the final strokes on a masterpiece, elevating an already perfect creation. Solving baking challenges with Amish ingenuity. Even experienced Amish bakers encounter minor issues, but instead of scrapping a dish, they find creative solutions. Crack pie crusts. A paste of flour and water acts as an edible glue, and even baking. They rotate trays by hand to ensure everything gets equal heat. Dense bread, rare, but when it happens, it's repurposed into delicious bread pudding. Waste is never an option. One Amish grandmother once said, "If your pie doesn't look perfect, just call it rustic." A little imperfection never stops something from tasting amazing. The Amish also favor natural sweeteners, often using sorghum syrup, which has a rich, molasses-like flavor and added nutrients. Instead of artificial vanilla extract, they opt for whole vanilla beans, scraping them for maximum flavor. Common mistakes and how to avoid them. Skipping the cooling process. Patience is essential. Cutting into a pie or cake too soon can ruin its texture. Overloading spices. The Amish aim for balance. Their desserts are known for their harmonious flavors, not overpowering ones. Rushing the process. Every step in Amish baking is done with care and precision. Speed may save time, but it compromises quality. Bringing it all together. The final steps of Amish baking. The most advanced phase of Amish baking is where experience and artistry truly shine. Their knowledge of flavors, textures, and seasonality ensures that each dessert is crafted with perfection. Working with dough at this stage is both a science and an art. Amish bakers instinctively know when to stretch, roll, and shape it to perfection. No modern tools require